Hello, my name is Cypress Forest Wolf, and this is the first episode of Wyrd Wednesdays. As you might be able to hear by her ever loud sighs, Zero's here with me, of course. Tyson is rattling the last nugget in his food bowl around as much as he can to try and get me to refill his food bowl. I'll do that soon. But for right now, we're right here. So, welcome. I appreciate you coming. Now, you very well could be thinking, what exactly is Wyrd Wednesday? That makes sense. It's episode 1. You know what I mean? With that in mind, word is a word that derives from what we can call Anglo-Saxon as well as Germanic roots, primarily. What this is tied to and connected with is fate. It is the mystery, it is the unknown, it is the dealings of the universe. Now, Wednesday is a particular day that I chose because it's a great day for communication. Just a pro tip. And thus Wyrd Wednesday is born. With that in mind, I am going to just kind of use this as an opportunity to speak about what's been on my mind for this past week, as well as kind of open up channels of thought and communication. So, welcome. I appreciate you being here, and yeah, I guess that's kind of like the last introduction you need to do. The first thing that is on my heart to talk about today is community. I don't know what community means to you. But for me, community has been a lot lately, especially as it gets into winter, and I'm entering into a time where I am more secluded, I'm more sick. God damn, it feels like I've been sick for the past, 2-3 weeks. I don't know. I was just sick a month ago, and I don't typically get sick. I don't get sick that often. This is the same thing. I digress. We don't need to get off into all that. Although, actually, you know what? We do. I lied to you. We're even going to continue it, talking about how all of these things have led to me having kind of a lack and a distance from connection to and with community. And lately, I've been taking every opportunity to talk to people that I can. And I've always been someone who I'm pretty easy at talking to people, but especially as I've grown up into a very antisocial and introverted culture. Not only myself as Gen Z, but also in every situation that I'm around from every generation pretty much. And one of the things that I'm seeing the fastest as I talk to people is that a lot of people want to and are ready to talk and speak. A lot of us have difficulty on what to say. And some of us go for these kind of instinctual things. I've noticed as you open up dialogue with people, they build a rapport with you. So particularly the people that you see frequently, sometimes they just want to talk and they don't really even know what they want to talk about. And I can even apply this to me. I do this too. It's a way of gaining energy. It's a way of gaining momentum, but it's something deeper than that. And it's something that I've been learning, that it's when to speak and when not to speak. And finding a comfortable medium, because I also don't have the same relationship with speaking with everybody. You know what I mean? I have very different relationships based on different people, because there's this one aspect of me that's been very people pleasing, and so I've always kind of tried to show up for individual people. But now it's also just learning that everyone needs their own little bit of medicine. You know what I mean? We're all hurting, we're all in pain, and you need to take a different tactic with people. And when you take a different tactic and when you use different medicine, you can get different results. Sometimes I'll be using this harsh, for real, because it's someone will be saying something, and these spirits are just and I'm just I don't want to deal with all of this. You know what I mean? And it can be really hard to give the love medicine that we know we need to give, and instead I will tell somebody that they need to reevaluate their whole lives based on some shit. And it's really hard to uproot people like that. And that's why I still call it medicine. But at the same point, I recognize that, honestly, it does have the opposite impact of what I want most of the time. Like, I'm learning and dealing with relationships with my sister, and as I go through that and I work through her trauma with her and my own trauma and my own, like, I'm feeling this ever-present connection with the root of our pain. And that's one of the things that's hard to address. Like, I can feel myself like welling up thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, the root of what it is that is truly hurting you so bad, and finding that. And it's one of the reasons why I feel like situations such as the assassination of the United Healthcare CEO show us how similar things strike the roots of a lot of us. And sure, there are many working class people who are taking the side of this parasite and this leech on humanity and on culture, on like people, for real. There are a significant amount that recognize this as the only way to have a voice inside of capitalism. The only way to show up. And it's not completely true, but it is a desperate cry and attempt calling for that. And to tie this up in a bow, we can bring this all back to community. Like, if we had communities that were truly able to take care of each other, we would be in a state of, not utopia, right? Because it doesn't have to be, it's not supposed to be a utopia, but we would be in a state where we are working together cohesively. You know what I mean? And we're not perpetuating and extending racism and white supremacy to increase either side or decrease the other side. Like, when we stop taking these anti-humanist perspectives and we facilitate ourselves more into identifying as humans, like taking time to somatically step back into your body and realize your humanness and love your humanness. It's a special journey we all get. And I think that's where I can conclude my discussion on community for right now. It is one thing that's been really big, very prevalent. The second thing I want to talk about is following your instincts. And that shows up in a lot of different ways. For instance, right now, it was my instinct to make this video. Like, I knew there was some type of content creation I was going to move into when I got home. I didn't know what it was going to be. And Wyrd Wednesdays appears, you know what I mean, as an idea. And what we find is that our instincts are generally how we think we should, like, interact with the world, right? Like, when you have an instinct that is, and we're gonna put like intrusive thoughts in a box, and we're gonna put that over here. We'll put intrusive thoughts down over there, right, as a part of instincts, because they are a part, and it's really good that they're acknowledged, but I'm not talking directly about those right now, although I can if I remember. But if not, it's in that box. I'll get it later. It'll be okay. But with your instincts, you have to be able to trust and follow your instincts in a way that is like almost automatic. And of course, it's not like a bad thing to question your instincts. And that's where, again, we can get into intrusive thoughts, recognizing that there are instincts that happen that we cannot align with. But that's where, again, you trust them. You trust that what comes to you, you can discern where it is that you're going to be able to place this energy and what you're going to be able to do with it and how you're going to be able to use it or not use it, and decide that that is a different idea than a different approach that you're looking to take this time. I like that better. I realized that I was just like a head and I wanted to get like the plant in the picture because it's a gorgeous plant. It's my fiance's. Shout out to her. So with that in mind, we're gonna pick this back up We're going to open the box of intrusive thoughts. And the first thing that I really think is good to share in this space is that you don't need to identify with your thoughts. No matter what the thought is that is coming in through your head, whatever it is that you are imagining and picturing at the time, it is not you, right? It is a creation of you. It is something that you've created for a specific reason, whether it's coping, whether it is distraction, right? Because this pain is better than feeling that pain, right? Like, that's why I might sit in agony, like terrorizing myself, sitting in this kind of pain, because if I was to look at the source of my pain, right, it'd just be too much. And that's where we deal with trying to take that step back and look at the source of these things, right? When you look at where problems stem from, ultimately, you recognize that they all come from a very similar place. And it typically has to do with fear. And this just is what it is. We get to live with that. You know what I mean? It's our existence, truly. And I think our existence is beautiful. Your instincts are a powerful tool to communicate with, like, everything. Because when you realize that you're not your thoughts, then it's like, okay, well, am I my body? Well, probably not. But, like, also, yeah. And in that nature, like, where is it that you identify? Like, if you live in your body, do you live in your hand? Can you feel your hand? Do you live in your feet? Can you feel your feet? Like, where is it that you live in your body? Because you can feel your whole body. You can feel it. But you're not it. Because if you were your body, then wouldn't you be the one that's making your heart beat? Wouldn't you be the one that's digesting your food, right? You're not doing that. You can barely even be aware of that process. Are you even aware of the process of your breathing? And that is a fully possible conscious process. In that space, I'm using my hand to talk a lot, but that's okay because we're conscious of it, right? In that space, we recognize that we live in many different places. We live in many different realms. And the biggest thing that it depends on is our instincts. Because when we listen to our instincts, it gives paths to thought forms. And the wider you clear a path, the more you put down it. Well, let's just say traffic brings tourism. On that, I don't think I have anything else that I want to speak about currently. I'm really happy that I've started this. I look forward to continuing this. Thank you for being here, and be well.